We got to talk about it. The Oklahoma Sooners are now in the driver's seat for this season. And so it poses the question, can we repeat history? Is this an opportunity for the Sooners to do what they did 23 years ago? That is definitely a possibility, and all of that's on the table. So we're going to look at the numbers because there's one side of the ball that matters the most for this drive for what we did in 2000. It's the defense. And man, when you look at the numbers, it's kind of staggering how close and similar we are 6 games into the season. And so let's dive into that and talk about where the Sooners sit on their pursuit for number 8. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thanks for pulling up to the channel. Let's dive right into this and get right into the meat and potatoes of it. The Oklahoma Sooners, 6-0, winning the Red River rivalry or Red River shootout, whichever one you prefer to call it, but also placing themselves in the driver's seat as they are one of, 7 undefeated teams in college football right now, ranked number 5 in the AP poll. And once the first polls come out for the college football playoff, the anticipation is Oklahoma will be in that top 4. The main reason behind that is because there's not going to be 3 teams from one conference. There may not be 2. So there's a good chance that the playoff committee decides to put it together to where it's one team representing 4 of the Power 5 teams. And so Oklahoma has themselves a very good chance as long as they just keep winning, baby. But when we look at things, the thing that jumps out the most to me has been the defense. We've talked about this ad nauseum here on this channel and just in spaces in general. We understand that Oklahoma is putting together a very good defensive performance, something that's light years different than what we saw last year from Oklahoma. And it's starting to look more like 2000. So let's pull up these numbers and talk through it. Shout out to my guy, Stats by Popo, my boy Jacob Majors. He always puts together some numbers in our Discord. You can check out the Discord in the description below. But these are the numbers he pulled up for me. First 6 games of the season for the 2000 team, 2001 team, 2009 team. We'll go ahead and put in the last 2 years, the last year of the Riley regime, last season, and now this year. So you're seeing these 6 seasons, and you can see a lot of similarities almost across the board. Now, there's some things in here that we need to clean up, of course, but the age of college football has dramatically changed. And in comparison to 2000, we're also seeing where quarterback play is dramatically different in comparison. If you really think about it, back in 99, 2000, you don't see as much air raid as, Leach was here at Oklahoma at the time. So since the Pirate was here, that's when you start to really see the air raid start to fly. And ever since 2000, the evolution of the pass game is gone. But when I look at these numbers, there's a few things that jump out. From last year to this year, we went from 26 first downs a game to only 18. So we're holding teams back. 2000 was 14. We've gained 13 sacks this season. 5 of those came last week. So we're up there, and we're actually surpassing what we did in 2000. The reason 2009 is in here, that is considered one of the best defensive years by Brent Venables and team. That was probably statistically the best one of the highest rated defenses at Oklahoma. And so we want to compare that. That time, everything didn't work out the way we wanted to, but look at this. The completion percentage is down. We're getting to 59%. We're under 60%, which is good. The goal is to get back into those 30 and 40% as the season progresses. With the way that the schedule is set, it's a possibility that we could shut teams down and we can bring these numbers back to where they need to be. But the yards, 239 to 192 in 2000 in the passing yards. As we know, passing is a lot more prevalent today. We're doing a really good job of holding teams under typically their standards. We've only given up 6 touchdowns in the past game, and we've gotten 12 interceptions, which is right there by 2000, which we had 13 at the time. So 6 touchdowns, 12 interceptions to 5 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Pretty darn good. And like I said, 09, 7 touchdowns and only 9 picks. They're running the ball about the same rate. We're giving up a little bit more yards, but this is what's crazy. We've given up 1 rushing touchdown this season compared to 8. And in 2009, we had 0 in the first 6 games. Whew. Defense, baby. Forcing less fumbles in 2000, and we're giving up about just under 60 yards, about 59 more yards in total offense. But when you look at those numbers, it makes you think, okay, Jay, what are we doing as a team that makes us just so much better going forward in comparison to even last year? Like, some of the numbers are kind of close, but we've talked about this. The one thing that you notice, and Brent Venables has mentioned this in pressers as well. 20-20, we're so-so. That's where the improvements need to come. How we perform in the 20s. But third down conversions, we held Texas 5-14 on fourth down. That's a huge number. Think about it. 14 attempts in third down. We only let 5 of those get converted. That's a huge jump for Oklahoma. It's a huge jump in what we're trying to do as a team, which means we're getting teams off the field. Now, fourth down conversions, we do got to get better at. In this game, we allowed 3 of 4, which the fourth one was the goal line stand. But we allowed 3 conversions on fourth down, something we got to get better at. But 5 of 14 is a huge number to look at. And we only gave up 23 points in this game, whereas the other 7 points came from a punt. And so defensively overall, Texas was 3.9 yards per rush. Probably one of our better games in rush defense. We still gave 156 yards, which nitpicking there. But my point is, statistically, this Oklahoma team is really gravitating themselves close to what we did in 2000. And if we can keep this trajectory going, there's no reason why we don't walk into the conference championship game at 12-0. Now, we don't want to hope too hard, suck on too much hopium, but at the same time, why not? We're showing you have the capabilities. And in the last video, we talked through the remaining schedule. We're favored by at least 89% going forward in every game for the rest of the season. Toughest game I think we have on this list, I think the lowest one was Kansas. And there's a potential chance that Jalen Daniels doesn't play in that game. He's been dealing with back issues the last few weeks. And the way it's looking, it's trending where he won't play in that game either. He's not playing this weekend. He may not play by the time we play in 3 weeks. It's probably a very good thing for us as Sooners because he's a tough one. He's a tough cookie. He's a really good quarterback. He came in the season as one of the higher graded quarterbacks in the conference. When play UCF, John Rives Plumlee, if he's back from that ankle injury, that's a challenge for us as well. But the good thing is that defense is showing that they've rise to this occasion. Danny Stutzman said it best in a major hype video that came out. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But he said it, Oklahoma only fears God. Texas fears Oklahoma. Now, I'm of Texas fans that watch my content's going to laugh and scuff and make jokes. Hey, totally get it. But the good thing is that he's finding ways to get players to run through walls for him. And I feel bad if you're a brick wall out there because it seems like the Sooners are running right through them. So now that you see these numbers, talk to me. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know what's your thoughts. How do you feel about Oklahoma going forward? Can you see Oklahoma leading themselves into a repeat of honestly what happened in 2000? If you made it this far, you like the content, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We would love to have you join this family. And please share. Why? Because sharing is caring. We'll only grow in the numbers because of you, the people. So YouTube says to watch one of these videos. I highly recommend it. So I made it all for you all. We're going to talk soon. We've got a ton of videos coming down the line over the week, especially as we're going into this bye week. And let's enjoy ourselves. Peace.